Like most posts, it always starts with the story, and unfortunately, as in most cases, an all too common one. And please stick with me as the story and connections are made. I walked in San Luis Potosi along a main downtown street past a little girl with shoes that she was trying to fix the best she could because they were her only pair of shoes. I didn't really notice at first, I just thought she was playing with her shoes. Then I stopped to look what this little girl was doing, and it blew my mind. This poor little girl was sitting literally two stores down on the sidewalk of a brand new shoe store specifically for kids, trying to fix her only pair of broken shoes. Is all these people just walk past. It broke my heart thinking how many times she must have watched other kids walk out with new pairs of shoes, but clearly never having gotten new ones of her own anytime recently, if ever. How could so many people walk by this little girl in need of shoes with a shoe store literally 20 feet away during Christmas and act like they didn't see? With the help of the workers at the store, they brought the girl in and we got her fitted for some new shoes, and just a smile on her face and seeing how proud she was holding a bag of new shoes with a receipt, I felt my eyes water but was able to keep my composure and wish her a Merry Christmas. I've been thinking about how society can be so cruel and just look away when helping her was such a close option, 20 feet away. You know, I wasn't sure what my first post for the New Year's was going to be. I haven't spoken or posted since mid-December, but I had been praying for some answers, and I kid you not, it was like on the seventh day of this year, God gave me a hell of a lot of answers. Some of them I didn't want to hear, some of them you don't want to hear, but I'm going to tell them to you anyway. I've been trying to connect with a family member for a while, with just text here and there, to see how they were doing, but rarely got a response or got a brief just checking off the box reply. Well, like most of my family throughout my lifetime, I find they are quick to call when they need something, but the other 99% just don't give about anyone else but them primary family, if even that, mostly themselves. I went to help him out and just talk, and later that evening I still felt an emptiness after talking with him, almost even more so than before. Then I remembered this same dude that had a chance to intervene when I was a kid and some very inappropriate things were being done to me, but he kept his mouth shut and taught me to keep my mouth shut to things that I shouldn't have ever had to. But my family wonders why you've lost respect for them or stopped communicating. I think it's just as I've gotten older, I began to see people for who they really are. And not let simple word like family immediately mean this person is trustworthy or even someone you can look to for safety. I later the same day shared with the same family member a story of video I saw on TikTok about a similar situation, like the little girl who had broken shoes, San Luis Potosi, and a man who just helped her out. And I asked out loud why more people didn't help, and I felt an almost anger, and like I was stupid for even asking such a question from him. That's the way the world works. It's supposed to work. It's working exactly as it should, was the response I got. And I sat there and I thought, a man unsatisfied with a world that works in such a hopeless manner, who never spoke up for me as a kid or encouraged me to speak up for myself, who has never apologized. I never expected an apology from the other family member because I knew that day would never come. But it seemed like all the dots were connecting. I just recently interviewed my mom about some things I had questions about as well. For being such a Christian woman, some of her answers shocked me as well. In my opinion, she traded building a real family, keeping Mexican heritage, culture, and traditions alive, over time worked for literal money, for our souls, for materialistic items we never needed. The same person who is pro-life, but voted for proudly under the guise of Christianity, constantly for a party who mocks Hispanics, degrades Hispanics, calls us murderers and rapists, and just yesterday, the pro-life club pew-pewed in the face, in front of all her neighbors, Renee Nicole Good from Minneapolis, leaving behind 3 kids. I find it no coincidence either that she was murdered on the 7th day of this year. People love to talk about all the missing people in Mexico, but forget every Walmart and Sam's Club has a missing persons wall. Forget we used to put missing kids posters on milk cartons, for Christ's sake. The hypocrisy has just become unbearable. The literal thousands murdered by police here just as well. But yesterday was a point of clarity. These people are happy with the way the world works like this. The American dream for me personally has become the Mexican one. And if you're still chasing for an American dream, it's a simple question. How much for your soul?